So it looks like with a new event stage, we've got a new Warbond CCU with the Prowler. I think I was actually demonstrating that I needed this one for the Ironclad CCU chain I was building, as an example anyway. So let's check it out. Looks like a $30 discount, and two choices are Reclaimer and C2. Genesis over here is not going to be a good choice, and Best in Show's limited edition, also not a good choice. The Galaxy, it's also not a good choice because it's still in development. The price will increase, which means this discount isn't going to be as good after it releases. I would say C2 and Reclaimer are equally as good. They're based on the same price, right? They're both $400. Jumping over the CCU game, C2's had a couple, and the Reclaimer has also had a few. C2 is probably a better choice if you're new to the game and you don't already have a Reclaimer. Seems like the Reclaimer hasn't happened that often as of late, so I'd probably go with the C2. For my particular chain, if we go back to the save chain, oh, I didn't save it. That's okay, we'll do it again. Create chain, pick for my hanger. I think I used the razor as an example last time, so we'll leave that. Oh, it's already here. Okay, cool. So here we go, the razor to the Ironclad, and you can see this discount would be added in. I'd pay, what's the price here? What did I say, Reclaimer? So it's $10 now. Discount is an additional 30. So instead of $80, it would be $50. So I think the last video, this was $80. So if I buy this $10 upgrade, additional $30 discount, so it brings total spend on this one from 80 down to 50 compared to the last video that I did using this exact, I think it's the exact same example. Nothing else looks different, so there we go. I'm just going to save this one this time. And again, this is just an example of how something like this can change one of the chains you already have built or previously built. Right, because if this wasn't available right now, it would just be a $40 spend here, and this would increase by $30. So there you go. There you have it. Going down, I think the Prowler was the only one, and they took the C1 away. So let's see what else is here. The TAC is still here in concept pricing. I guess it's still technically concept pricing. Then we have the Max, which is still got its Warbond availability, $25 discount. Terrapin, Defender. Terrapin makes a better choice, especially if you're new, because a Terrapin will have a Warbond, very likely coming in IAE. What else? Let's see if there's anything else new down the stack. Both Zeus's as well. Just quick coverage on this one. $15 discount. Prospector seems like a good one. Never do the Mark I Hornets. And other than that, you're leaving too much money on the table, so I'm going to go with the Prospector for either one of the Zeuses because now they are the same price. And just to be certain, I'm going to scroll down here to make sure there's nothing new added. It would be great if they had something that was sub 100, but it does not look like that's the case. So there you have it. One quick new change, and that's basically they added the Prowler and removed the C1. Let's go look at what else is going on in the store. Let's look at game packages. I want to see that Titan package is still quite tempting for me to recommend anyway. I don't need a package myself, but $56 for a Titan, which is a hell of a starter ship, probably one of the best, if not the best starter ship. This is almost under $50. It's just above $50 right now. It seems like a decent buy-in, right? And nothing else new here. I'm sure there's a boatload of paints available, but I'm not going to cover those. Let's go check out the packs, and it does not look like anything's changed here. So there you have it. Quick change. C1 was removed, and the Prowler was added. I'm guessing there's quite a few of you with the dollar amount that the Prowler is at $440 normal pricing. My guess is this is going to fit into quite a few CCU chains for, anything above the $400 mark, really, right? If you're going above the Prowler. So what's above the Prowler over here? A lot of ships. Go bring this down. So above the Prowler, we have the Ironclad at $10 more. So if you didn't get the Ironclad previously, it would be a $10 upgrade from the Prowler if you didn't get the Ironclad on the previous sale. 600i Explorer, Hull C, M2, Ironclad Assault, Hull D, Arastra, Liberator, Carrack. My goodness, there's so many ships above this that this could fit into a chain. It's actually a pretty good one, and it's a decent discount, right? $30 off the price is pretty spectacular. 3-to-1 odds on that one, so I like that. So let's do a little bit of helpful assistance here in preparation for IAE. I'm going to go do a new chain, starting with, I think the hover quad was the most recent referral reward here. Doesn't matter which one you grab. I think I bought one outright last time. So let's do the referral reward one just to maximize the savings. And let's go to the Prowler. Let's go all the way down. Let's go down to the Prowler. So let's create that chain. So if somebody actually wanted to utilize the Warbond CCU for the Prowler right now and basically make a chain out of it, this is a route that you could take. Obviously, I already have most of these. It looks like I have one buyback. I haven't purchased the Prowler yet. A couple gap fills here. So it's an okay chain here. So coming up on IAE, you're going to be looking for basically any of these ships along this path because you know that they've already had these. So in looking at this, it just gives you a good idea to keep an eye out for any of these ships or combos that may pop up during IAE. Many of these, if it has anything green in the savings column here, if it has anything in the savings column here that isn't a $0 amount, that means that it has had a Warbond in the past, and this is the exact Warbond that you could have purchased at that time. So for this one, for example, is MPUVC to C8X to a C8X Pisces Expedition. This one did exist. It was a $5 purchase with a $5 discount. Going down this stack, it looks like this is going to be a filler, unless something drastically changes within the chain in the future. This would just be a $5 filler, just like this one would be a $5 filler. And that's only if you wanted to use MPUVC in the chain, right? If you already had an MPUVC, obviously we wouldn't start with the hover quad, would we? We'd start with the MPUVC. In fact, let me swap that out real quick. Just do this instead, and then recreate the chain basically. Removes that, so there you go. I love this tool. It really makes it easy. Even though it's not perfect, I think we ran into some of that not perfect stuff in the last episode here where it should kind of identify those Mark 1s to just remove them entirely because you can't really get them anymore. But anyway, I digress. So if I wanted to build this chain and maybe I didn't have any of these, or at least some of these, I would still be looking for any of these gaps to fill. If a Hull A comes up, for instance, with a Warbond sale during IAE, I'm probably going to pick that up, even if it may change downstream links in the chain, right? Because if I get a Hull A for a $5 upgrade, then I would have additional options before it to get to the Hull A instead of having to grab. Man, those jets are loud today. I don't know if you guys can hear that on the audio. If you can, I'm sorry, but I live near an Air Force base and those guys are ripping them around today. Anyway, so although this won't be a Warbond right here that I can just ingest because the Hull A at a $5 discount would effectively skip the Warlock and go to something like the Cyclone or other $75 vehicles or ships, it would change the rest of this so I could still use it, and I would probably use other links that are also in my stock. Going up here, I do have one buyback here. So yeah, a lot of these, I mean, you can see the $0 one. You guys aren't going to be able to find those, right? That's not going to happen. So if you ever see one of these $0 cost CCUs in any of my chains, in any of my videos, these are like old school. I think pre-2018. I think I got most of these in 2016 or something. It may have been 15 or 17. I don't know. Back a decade ago. Oh my gosh, that's nearly a decade ago. Yeah. That's crazy to think about. 8 years. Anyway, these are never going to come around again. I'm actually surprised they still have them because they did say that they were going to start removing them. And these could actually disappear at any given time. But that's where most of my savings come from, right? These huge gaps. Like this is a $50 discount. This one's $140. I think on my, what did I have? I had a crazy one that was a significant discount to you. Maybe my Banu Merchantman, which I don't think I can show you that one because I used it. I already applied those to get my BMM. Well, let's see if maybe I have another one. Let's select a target ship of Merchantmen, create chain. All right, so yeah, I do still have one. $390 worth of a discount right here from going from the Warden to the Merchantman. But I mean, look, part of that is, oh, that's awesome. That's a cool discount. But part of it is also, damn, the Merchantman used to be a $260 ship. Right? Actually, no, it used to be $250. So it used to be cheaper than this, and so was the Warden. The Warden has increased in price too. It must have, because I'm certain the Merchantman used to be $250. So because they used to be the same price. Warden and Merchantman used to be the same price at $250. I'm almost certain. Let me go double check that. Merchantman. It doesn't even show prices back that far, does it? No, it doesn't even show prices back that far. Okay, so I can't prove it, but I can absolutely guarantee the Merchantman used to be cheaper. And Vanguard, what was this one, the Warden? It doesn't show it either. It doesn't show anything previous to 2021. That's too bad. So again, yeah, it looks like a massive discount, but the reality is that people could have paid outright $250 for the Merchantman years ago, and it wouldn't have cost them $650 either. Problem is, right now, if you want to get the Merchantman, let's say you started playing like last month or something, this is going to cost you a much larger upgrade price to get to the Merchantman. So it makes it really difficult for some of the newbies that have just joined the CCU game to get less expensive ships, which is kind of frustrating to me, but I don't know, especially since this is basically a ship that we don't even have a date yet, even estimation date yet for this thing to be completed. They got it into gray box. I think they got it past white box. They had some gray box. They had functional wings on it. So they were working on actual functional pieces past gray box. Or into the gray box phase, I suppose I should say. I think they had the exterior completed too, but I don't know that any of the interior had actually been done in production. I'm sure somebody knows more than me, and they will comment below, and I will add it to the next video because you guys are super, super helpful. Anytime I don't know anything, I'm just like, I don't really know. I'm not sure, guys. And then like 3 or 4 people are like, oh yeah, I saw this on this one video and this one and this, and Xylo said this and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, awesome. Cool. Great. So it's always a great learning experience when you guys leave your comments. So thank you for those. But to my point, I could build this chain and I would still be able to utilize this one, which is a huge discount. It's $390. But again, look, there's no chance that I would ever spend this kind of money on a single JPEG in any video game. Like, I get it that a lot of people are frustrated with how much this game costs, but it doesn't really. Like, all you really need this right here. Just get this. Like, you don't have to upgrade your ships, especially with crafting coming, in 1.0, I guess, after release. You don't need to be buying all these upgrades. But if you want to play these ships now and have fun with the game in its alpha and then beta phase, and when it releases, then this is a less expensive way to buying them outright. Because again, there's no way I would have spent $500, $600 just buying a ship outright. This gives me a way to do it cheaper. So that's why they get a little bit more of my money. And when I break it down, I actually did a full cost analysis of what I've spent in this game throughout the CCU game, mostly the CCU game. Obviously, I bought a couple ships for you guys as giveaways, but and I basically spent $110 a year on this game, and this is pretty much the only game I've spent money on in the same decade, because I'm a father of 3 and a happily married man, and I just don't have that much time to play a bunch of video games like I used to. So this is basically my one video game hobby. Now, all my other hobbies, of course, take all my other real money. But if we're talking just entertainment dollars, it hasn't been that outrageous. It's $110 a year. I think way back in the day, oh man, I'm going to date myself here. I think I was spending like at least twice that on video games when I was like really into MMOs as a teenager, way back in the day, like playing EverQuest. I don't even know if some of you know what EverQuest is. It was one of the original mass scaled MMOs that actually had to have multiple servers and full on guild raids and stuff like that. Came after Ultima Online. Ultima Online was arguably the first, but EverQuest was the next big one. And then the only other one that really got massive traction, long term anyway, after EverQuest was WoW, which of course was huge. But anyway, wow, that was a blast from the past. So yeah, I haven't spent that much money on the game per year is the way I kind of look at it. So anyway, man, it's been really long since I played MMOs like that before family and kids and all my money disappearing. It just disappears. I don't know where it goes. Anyway, if you guys have any specific requests about how to build a chain, or maybe want me to build an example chain for you, leave it in the comments below and I will do what I can. Chances are good that I could build an actual chain for almost every ship. I don't think I have anything up as high as the Perseus, right? I don't have anything. Yeah, I couldn't do the Hull E Polaris. I might be able to do the A2. Do I have an A2? Let me go look at all my... Where's all CCUs? There we go. No, I don't have a C2, so I couldn't get to the C2. I definitely don't have one for the Hammerhead, Nautilus. Ooh, Odyssey. I could go as high as the Odyssey, but I could not do the Perseus. I mean, I could almost get to the Perseus. Let me see here. Let's just go build one. Nah, I'll leave it for the next video. If you guys want to see any new chains or specific examples, or even questions about which route to take, I suppose, if you have your own chain or something, let me know and I'll go over it. That's it for this quick episode that turned out to be way longer than expected. Zi-Tek out.